experience, I've noticed a fair amount of people can be pretty dismissive about when I bring up like kind of the existential angst of like things don't last here like they could, like as far as relationships. And people will say, oh, that's because life opened you up for like this other relationship and stuff. And yeah, that's all nice. It's nice to have like a variety, but at some point in life, the possibility of like a really good and mature relationship is to be able to evolve and grow, and you have all kinds of new experiences within that relationship that are ongoing. And so the opportunities are really endless, even in a smaller situation, but people often just get stuck in their ways and their cycles, and that's just the way, and it's like someone figured it out and it just stayed that way instead of trying new approaches. I mean, some things are like leave well enough alone, but it's like other things, there's always new and creative ways to go about doing something, achieving a goal, making something. And I'm always thinking of how many possibilities there could be. I would love to be able to, like lots of people in my generation, and not just my generation, but be able to have a piece of land that I could cultivate a community that is really my vision for what community could be as a partnership society, like rather than a dominant hierarchy. Partnership society where people work together like an ecosystem, where it's like society becomes more of an ecosystem, like, and we all work together. And in my imagination, it's possible. Like in this world, it's easy to see, oh, any system will fail here, but that's the thing, is systems fail here so much, and if we just had like one that works, where it's like the human fall or whatever, it like doesn't have to be a part of that. The human fall as in the lack of morale, people taking advantage of each other, people just being rude, just not good humans. They're possessed by negative forces that manipulate them to elicit that energy, and these demonic beings feed on that energy. And once you become more aware of the demonic beings, you can have more grace for people and for yourself when you're going through difficult stuff. And like you might hear this invasive voice in your head, like, well, it might not feel invasive, it might feel like your own voice, and be like, yeah, this person wronged me, they're just evil, they're just... And it's like some people, they really do manifest that hate, and they seem to be okay with it. But as a truly enlightened being, like the best way to be, like the best feeling to have, is actually be aligned in like the coalescence of a community working together. And so having my own space, getting back to that, it's like 40 to 80 to like 120 acres or whatever. I could have gardens, I could have a hobbit hole, I could have like a little ropes course, I could have like some tiny homes and a little shop to do projects, and some greenhouses, and kind of like, what do they call that, subsistence farming or homesteading. And I'd love to be able to have that, and kind of build a community and people who are of a like mind, who take care of themselves but also have the heart to want to also serve each other, like for the greater cause. Because we live in a society that's pretty self-centered, it's pretty selfish, and it's like, yeah, you got to look out for yourself and take care of yourself, but it really verges too far into narcissism. And I think narcissism is just another trap that these demonic forces use, and like they limit people to such a myopic degree that the people afflicted by the mental illness of what's called narcissism are basically blinded to be able to experience that beautiful experience of helping others and serving others and appreciating others and being a part of that synergistic what's it called? It's like what kombucha is, how it's like bacteria and fungus. It's like they work together. Anyway, I'll think of it after this. But I envision that kind of thing. It's so beautiful. And it is possible. It is definitely possible. And I'm doing everything in my power to make it happen and to have things align in this life to bring that heaven on earth. Because we can't even conceive of what heaven truly is like, because the possibilities are so endless and we're so limited here. We're just like, oh, just be happy all the time. That sounds boring. But there's so much more spectrum. And when we're not inhibited by these negative forces on this planet, we're free, we feel whole, and we can experience all that creativity and novelty and aesthetic wonder and just astounding, tremendous, beautiful experiences, ineffable experiences. And there's just so much possibility there. We are limitless. We are resilience.